Welcome and welcome back to Treasure Timbers. Sigh, there was no Treasure Timbers video last week. Listen to this excerpt from our last video. We're expecting a lot of rain tomorrow, so I'm just enjoying being at the beach today. Rain is good, rain brings driftwood. Little did I know. What I said may be true, but what happened next was a calamity. Rain may be good, but not in the quantities which rolled in and unloaded on us over the course of the next few days. People and homes were washed away. Businesses were closed. Neighborhoods were flooded. A friend and I tried to do a driftwood foraging trip to Anstey's Beach on the Tuesday, and this is what we found. Total devastation. People had drowned. The police and emergency services were there. A short distance down Foreshore Drive, a massive part of a dune had washed down onto the road, blocking it completely. A disaster waiting to happen. People were stranded on the other side. A restaurant was left with no customers. No one could get through. We thought we'd try the cutting, but more devastation, more tragedy, more emergency services. We had to call it a day. Wednesday and Thursday I was away on the north coast, and when I returned on Friday, things were beginning to improve. The beaches had been cleared, a huge effort by Bluff civic organizations and locals who had just pitched in. Every bag made a difference. I'll put a link to that in the description below. That day, I put out a video showing the breakthrough in clearing Foreshore Drive. The sun came out and we all thought it was over. Not so. On Sunday, all hell broke loose again. It poured. Foreshore Drive was closed yet again. The beaches were trashed yet again. Litter from inland once more poured into the sea and washed up on our beaches. Piles of plastic everywhere. It was back to square one. On Monday, things started to look a little better, and we made a trip to the cutting. We made our way through piles of litter, pulling out pieces of driftwood here and there. At least it had stopped raining. Once more, we called it a day, but not before finding a few interesting things. On Tuesday, the sun was shining. We decided to try a foraging trip again. The driftwood was starting to reveal itself, and I came home with quite a haul. So that's where we stand. Hopefully no more rain, but who can say? Today, I've got two jobs to complete. One, I'll brush off, de-nail and store all the driftwood I've collected so far. And two, I've got these pallets I have to deconstruct. I thought I'd show you how I do it, quickly and safely. So let's make a start. There we go, driftwood done. At the end of this video, we'll take a closer look at the more interesting finds. Now it's time for the pallets. I'll clamp the first pallet to the trestles and then we'll be good to go. I'm by no means an expert, but I've taken a few pallets apart in my time and it's hard. You can buy special tools which make dismantling a pallet easy, but I don't do very many, so I do it this way. I use the tools I have on hand. For starters, I'll cut from here to here, and then I'll do the other side. Now that the planks are loose, it's easy to rock them to and fro and work them free. I use the small crowbar to help things along. Make sure you watch out for the nails. We were talking about the nails. I find it's best to straighten them and then clip them before knocking them out. It's a small hack, but it makes things go much smoother. Now I turn it over, clamp it down and do the other side. Be careful, look, it's coming apart nicely now. Some of these blocks may need some encouragement. The mallet sorts that out quite easily. So here we have what I'd call offcuts, and here are the planks. The loss of a few centimeters is more than made up by the speed and the ease of deconstruction. So, now we get to the driftwood reveal. I'll confess, I concentrated on replacing the wood I used in the coffee table video. I'll put a link to that video below. I'll stash these planks under my workbench. Not all the planks I picked up were plain timber. I also gathered a few painted pieces. They have their own charm. I like how the sea has worked away at the paint. These planks are great for lots of small projects. You'll see them again, sooner or later. Here are some of the smaller pieces. They too have many uses. They'll go in my stockpile outside. This is one of my favorite finds. I think these handles are great, and I'll see if they can come off without damage. If not, I'll have to think very creatively about what this can become. Here are two smaller drawer fronts. They're also quirky and fun. So now we come to the grand finale. Yes, it's the piece you've been waiting for. It's a carved wooden statue of a woman or girl with her arms crossed. I wonder what stories she would tell if only she could speak. How exactly did this figure end up washing up at the cutting, only to be spotted lying there in the piles of flood debris and then picked up and brought here to the Treasure Timbers workshop? I wonder what I'm going to do with this one.